Hello everyone and welcome to The Naturals, the weekly D&D show that we do here on the Your Move Live broadcast. My name is Dan. I will be your humble DM for today. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome any new viewers. Welcome any individuals who are here for the first time, which it looks like there are none yet. But if you are here for the first time, sound off in chat. Just say hi. Just say a little hello, a little howdy doody. I'm muted. Huh? I see my audio. Oh, it was you, Yoda. I was like, oh god, no, it's broken, like, beyond repair, because I don't know how to fix that. So, if you also want to subscribe, you can use your Twitch Prime. You get these 3 new emotes that were done by the amazing, Nilo, who is fantastic. And you can actually, I think you can click on the emo and do something with it, and you should be able to see who made it. Maybe, I don't know, but we have got almost everyone. We are just missing Breeze today, good old flute boy. Otherwise we have the majority of the cast, and we're gonna get into it and get started right now. Dragging you guys in.
Dragging these sausages into the call.
Sausages.
Illegal stuff.
Dragon sausages.
Across your face?
They're too hot to eat, so I just need to sit here with them for a while.
Sitting with these sausages.
They should not sitting on. I mean,
No, that'd be better.
Yeah, it was like, it would be better, arguably.
if they're too hot though, and you're sitting on them, that's raw. Whales mentioned
no.
raw.
You don't like sitting on hot, juicy sausages, Dan?
It depends on the time of day and the humidity levels outside.
So not right now, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a little too.
So you're only getting when the weather fit.
The only
Well,
time
I
you can
don't-
be gay
listen,
is if the
I don't-
weather's nice.
I don't need to deal with 2 pairs of nutsacks that are sticking because of the humidity. All right,
2 pairs.
yeah, 2 pairs. Mine.
But
and
you
someone
could, and that's
else's.
your issue.
I mean, I'm a selfish top, so.
Damn, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm not. Anyway, thank you, Yoda, for shouting
we know.
out. How do you know? Who have you been talking to?
I'm not
It's
gonna
called
check
Vibes, Dan. It's
Oh, this
called
is the
Vibes.
wrong- That's the old.
Oh hey,
one.
that's the last season one.
Yeah.
Bottom recognizes bottom. Who's that?
Bottom.
Boy.
This is bottom. I never said I was a bottom.
What the fuck?
Just not a selfish top.
No, you'd apologize too much.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've apologized too much?
No,
No, you would.
Too much.
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Stop apologizing.
Stop apologizing.
Yeah.
What a way to start the stream.
Yep, that sounds about right for us.
I mean,
For
are we
real.
surprised from the group that has the Gooners in the Dark fucking logo that is literally like
I don't know
our...
what you're talking
What? You're crazy.
Oh, he's
I
not
don't
here.
know what you're
I
talking
know
about.
No
Oh.
idea what
Man,
you're
I
talking
think
No?
you're going crazy.
No, you guys don't know what I'm talking about?
No
No.
clue.
No, that doesn't
I just
exist.
love that, like, my sister hasn't questioned it once in the many times I've spoke to her since I changed it.
Cat.
She just
Well,
accepted
you
it.
changed your entire Discord profile to that and not
Yeah.
just...
I don't think you have Nitro,
Dan,
yeah?
I think you should just.
No, I don't have
put it
Nitro.
over Your camera instead.
I'll be honest, I did not even notice the text change.
Tee. It's kind of hard to see.
Put it over your camera.
Yeah, who would make such an abomination, Yoda? I have no
Yeah.
idea.
No,
No
clue.
idea.
You gotta blow it up. This is really big.
My
This is
main goal
funny,
is
eh?
to blow up.
Well, the point of gooning is not to blow it up instantly, you know?
God, that was so good.
While I have stoppage in my mouth, come on, Tom.
Were those sausages blowing their hot load all over you when you bit in? This cannot be another Gooners in the Dark, guys. I refuse to let that happen again.
This cannot be another
Goonies in the dark.
Guys, we need a woman in this campaign.
God,
Please.
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 The last time I
Man.
had a woman guest in this campaign, it was Wendell.
Yeah.
Where is Wendell?
And then before that, it was
Wendell wouldn't help very much with that, to be
Blonde
fair.
Queen. And then before
Yeah.
that, it was someone that we don't talk about because Spud made them vastly uncomfortable.
Session 1.
Session 1 shoved a fucking immovable rod up a dragon's ass.
So your history of having women on the Naturals is you made them uncomfortable.
No,
were from
no.
Manchester.
Well, okay, yes,
And-
Blonde Queen was from Manchester. That is correct. I think. Maybe. I don't know. British, at least the accent is from Manchester.
It's all the same. It's like literally a county in the US size, so like, you know, it's all the same fucking thing.
British.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Wendell. We love
Dad, I'm
Wendell.
putting in
And
my
Miss
2 weeks notice for the Naturals
All right.
Oh, no.
Okay.
for workplace discrimination.
Okay. Bye, Dean.
You're not getting any of your PTO now.
Yeah, no
sorry,
PTO,
we don't pay out
and
for
we're not.
PTO.
I'm not paying that out, and you don't get any of your sick leave back.
Yeah, also you did take an extra 2
You
vacation
know what? I
days
got a
on
backlog
loan,
from somewhere
so
else.
you're gonna have to pay us back for that too.
Yeah.
Do I have rats in this? I know I have
You
rats,
should.
but I don't think I have it in. Oh no, because I didn't take the background out yet.
Oh, oof.
Remove.bg.
like that.
I'm serious, we'll do it in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Remove.
I'll have to like email you any new
blow
ones that I made.
gobs.
They don't have transparency now. Just stupid.
Or you could just text it to me.
Actually, you could, because technically I do have my MacBook, so I could save it. Okay, so who wants to do the recap? I just realized that the Gooner logo is still over my face.
Yeah, the Gooner logo is over your
I
face
think
now.
okay.
I think it should stay there. It's very accurate.
What, doing the... Was it Ahegao? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
That was a touch that I was not expecting Yoda to add to that. It
I
a
was not
pleasant-
expecting it either, but it's great.
It was a pleasant little surprise because that was, part of me was just like, oh, it's just gonna be like, haha, Gooners in the Dark, and then just like the logo will change, but
No.
you want to step above.
Of course, as per usual.
He always
Yeah.
does.
True.
Just
What?
one more notch in the undone belt above.
Mm-hmm. All right, who wants to do the recap?
I hate how I don't really remember what happened.
Yeah, same.
Well, we didn't really do
Rat
much.
do stuff.
Rat ran away. That's what I remember.
Bax talked to his...
Go at the house,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went up to my dad and then thought he was
and
going to
then
shout at
we
me.
went back to the
Oh yeah, Bax
To the hovel.
shapeshifted
Oh, you know, I know.
unnecessarily and fucked us
House.
over.
Church, hovel.
Yeah, I know exactly what happened.
You could
okay.
say House Holy Hovel if you wanted to keep it illiterate.
Sure. Last time on the Naturals, we argued a lot over money for I don't know what reason. Honestly, they had a lot of thoughts about how much money was in the bags. Didn't count it for whatever reason. Eventually, it ended up being different than what we thought it was going to be.
That was because of my
They
lunch, though.
took people's lunch money, or not lunch money, rent money. That's what it was. They took people's rent money. They gave some of it back, kept some of it.
They
I gave
decided
a bunch away.
to be fair, they did decide to give them all their rent money back, and then I said, "There's just other gold in the chest. Just take it."
We aren't interested in moral questions here.
It was just becoming too much of an argument,
Yeah.
mostly.
Just struggling. It's money is too much of a stressor. Full
When we
stop.
left, I gave out a bunch of gold. People love when I give out gold. Do it a lot. And I got a watermelon. That's pretty good. And some other shit. But the watermelon's probably the best part. Ate that while we went to the church. They talked for a while with the father. He hasn't given me any books recently.
He's been a bit busy. to be
And
fair.
but past that, we walked to their super secret base. I've definitely seen it before though in the sewers, which is pretty funny. Past that, they did really good about not mentioning our leash. And then at the very end, the suspicion was brought up, so I decided I was gonna get out of there. And that's where we find me. Bet you're wondering how I
Running
got
for your
myself in this mess, huh? And it zooms into Rat running, and it unfreeze
Running
frames.
through the hovel.
Get him!
Oh, that should have been backwards.
Bet you're wondering how I got here.
I bet you're wondering. Let me rewind for you.
Cat. Car.
Yeah.
All right, so
The card.
we pick up as Rat. You have started to book it back towards the main chambers, back towards the area that you guys came in through. As you are running, you hear not like a siren necessarily, but like an alarm of some kind going off.
Mhm.
Because you're running.
You make it into the giant cistern that's kind of been transformed into this super secret base. So as like you exit the tunnel, you're looking through the Gueron into the Malar. Can you give me a perception check?
I give you a perception check, okay? Let's see. Well, I'm gonna ask Rat to roll it because he's better at it than I am. It's a 19.
All right. As you are looking into the Malar, you see a shield up on the wall, very large, like larger than like a normal person would be able to carry properly.
Mhm.
And on that, you see an insignia that seems to represent all of the hunters to some capacity. And like now that you're like within 18, I'll say like now that you're kind of like taking a second to like kind of look around fast, you see there's one of these in each section. On this, it's 3 arrows pointing down and crossed with one in the center. You see a olive branch wreath, like half wreath at the bottom that the arrows are pointing at. And then coming out where the fletching is for the arrow, you see antlers, one short, one long.
Okay.
And that's on all
Do
of
they-
the insignia.
I would probably clock the short, one long antler.
Almost as if it was broken, but you're not sure.
Yeah. I probably would clock that. But so you mentioned there's the big like the water pouring down into the cistern, yes?
Yeah, it just clicked to me. Tina just like is eating the sausage with nothing on it, nothing around it, just sausage.
Hell yeah.
Listen, I am hungry. I have not eaten for hours.
No, I'm not making fun.
As soon as bedtime, I'm going the fuck to bed, and I'm not going home to bed hungry.
I personally respect the raw dogging of sausage on stream. I
The raw
respect it.
dogging a dog.
If it makes you feel any better, I've only got this left, and then they're all gone.
It makes me not feel better, but less uncomfortable.
I've eaten 5.
Oh god.
You taste good, I guess.
All right. So for the rest of you, you guys just kind of saw Rat bolt, and then you were kind of asked to go after him by your cell leader. Well, one of your cell leaders.
Lucian is definitely in his head being like, we're gonna get scolded so bad for this later. We're gonna get we're gonna be in so much
Yeah.
fucking trouble for this.
And it's all the rat's fault.
It is Rat's fault because I decided to run.
Rat did say in your heads, don't mention my liege.
To be fair,
Or
we
liege.
did.
Yeah, but you got close enough.
Maybe. In Rat's mind, you guys got close enough.
Yeah. You gotta remember, Rat's never fully trusted anyone. So,
True.
you mentioned that there's the big cistern with all like the water pouring down in it. How fast is the water pouring? And how far?
So the water pours down like from above onto a grate, and
Okay.
then goes through the grate.
Okay.
So the water
So-
itself, it's not falling down like super fast. Like, I don't know, if you were to like turn on your sink.
If
Maybe
I
that.
were to make another perception check, do you think I could spot the grates that I saw in to here through?
Roll me a d4.
A D4. Three.
Okay. So if you had rolled a 1 or a 2, this would be just a normal roll, but I'm saying that it was 3 years ago,
Okay.
so disadvantage.
Disadvantage. All right. So I have city secrets. Secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you can travel between any locations twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. But that's kind of like implying that I know like a lot of the secret paths and stuff. Like, I think even if I hadn't seen it before, I probably would be knowing what to look for.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, in the box. No, in the box.
No.
Okay. That's a 17. And that's a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you can see the grate. It's tiny.
How far away?
I'd say from your location, it's probably, it would be 30 feet on the diagonal. It's about 15 feet up.
Perfect.
And it is covered by a grate. Like, there is a grate in the way.
Yeah. That doesn't matter to me. I run and I clutch that stone that I'm thinking about so much, and I use it to cast Misty Step to put myself behind that grate.
Okay, so right as you're running at that, I'm going to say that the rest of the party kind of like runs into where the cistern is. So you guys have a moment here.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna think about things to say. How dare I roleplay in a role-playing game? What the fuck?
True.
How dare?
Damn. Couldn't imagine.
Could not imagine. Come on, brain. My brain needs to work. I had an idea, but it's gone now. The fuck? The fuck?
Rat's gone.
I think. Is Rat gone, or did they?
You're seeing Rat run like towards the water cistern area.
I thought it was as you were Misty stepping, we were coming in, so we could.
Dan's giving you an opportunity to say something to Rat before.
Yeah.
Gone.
I think Lucy just be like, Rat, wait, hang on, just trying to get him to stop for a second.
I think Bax would use the stones, like, telepathy, and just say to them, like, Rat, we can lie to them. Your liege is safe. And see if that stops them.
Can Fine Ink try and grab like the back of Rat's shirt before? Or is he too far ahead?
He's too far ahead. Do you? I can't remember. What did your stone give you?
A Misty Step and Detect Magic.
No, the other thing. Like what the actual stone gives you.
Finding speed, I believe.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I'd say he was just a bit too far ahead. Koi is real quiet. I will fix.
Damn.
I think that possibly with Lucian saying turn around and like we can talk, like let's talk for a second, Rat would have like a second of pause and like slow down, and then when Bax says your liege instead of our liege, Rat decides never mind.
First you bring it up, then you say your.
To be
I think
fair,
Bax
we're not
made it
used to.
very clear they don't believe in Rat's liege bullshit.
To be also fair, the rest of us are not used to calling them our liege yet.
Yeah, but a zealot's a zealot.
Yeah.
Can you give me one last perception check, Rat?
Well, it's a 4, but it's also a nat 1.
Of course, this is the one you fail on.
Why was this one more interesting then? Make the DC just really low.
The lowest you can feasibly make a DC without it just being arbitrary as to why you're rolling is 5. So I
is
literally.
Oh god,
Can't.
you make the rule.
All right, you know what? Fuck it, advantage because you did see the thing initially. It's in the tunnel, so I guess like
Secret
This
tunnel.
point,
no,
don't make me
Spud,
roll.
I am not winning, huh?
At this
That's
point,
a
just don't
9.
make me roll.
I mean, shut up, Ray. You get a glimpse very fast, a very quick flash of the jackalope in the tunnel, but like right at the grate.
Yeah, so then I would go.
You would follow your leash. Our leash.
Well,
Leash just.
so as you try to cast Misty Step on that space, it's blocked because you can't see it because your liege is in the way. Fine Ink, that gives you just enough time to reach Rat. I'm DMing it a little bit. Shut up, Colin.
Fine Ink is gonna like grab Rat by the shoulder and using the stone, being like, our leash.
We weren't going to bring. I
can
think
lie.
Lucian would also use like the in that moment like we weren't going to bring up our leash at all. That was. We weren't lying about that part. We
Our
weren't
leash
lying
is
about
safe.
keeping that a secret. You know, I can't speak really well, but it was basically like we weren't gonna give that information up at all. That wasn't the plan. We just suck at lying sometimes.
I think Rat would try and like yank his way, like kind of like rip his way out of your grip to like spin around. And I think in this moment you realize how weak Rat physically is because he can't. Rat has a 6 strength.
Oh,
Oh, buddy.
he's so little.
Yeah, my
My
dude can
strength
barely
is a
carry the
10.
cloak on his back. Like,
One
Everyone's
strong
going
breeze and he
out.
falls over.
One push up is one exhaustion level.
that's why he can
Hey.
never train strength.
And he like turns his head and looks over his shoulder and says like in telepathy, "Our liege asked that I stay."
Then let's stay.
At this point,
Charlie has a plan. I'm
Zavlek.
sure everything will work out.
Zavlek runs up. All right, what was that? Like,
Sorry,
are we
he
good?
just got a little...
Sorry, I got the jitters.
He's not very good around new people.
Deception or persuasion from you, Rat. You have
Deception or
advantage.
I don't know which one that is, to be honest.
You know, whatever. Fuck it. Whatever one's higher. Why not?
They're the same. So,
Well, you know.
Just pick one.
they're the same. They're mine.
That's
Then just
what
then just
them.
roll. Then just roll. You have advantage because finding helped. I guess.
Ah, it's a 17.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. No, I can understand that. All right. Listen, we're just gonna run some tests to find the origin of your stones. We're not gonna be able to go too much further into it right now. We can't really divert too much resource to that. So, we're just gonna find out what kind of magic is powering it, if it's gonna be dangerous, if it's evil or good, stuff like that.
It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels helpful.
Well, things that are helpful can also be dangerous. A deal with the devil can be beneficial. There's still danger to it. So, we'll just be quick.
We will cooperate with it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's going to be identify, detect magic, detect good or evil and good. That's it. That's all we can divert resources to.
Dumb, like, extra question that isn't in character thing. Would I be able to, because my face stone lets me detect magic, could I use the face stones to detect magic on, like, my own face stone or somebody else's face stone?
Wait,
I
I think
mean-
I have a thing as well.
Because I have
technically.
detect
We all have
magic.
detect-
Well, so
I think I have one of them.
as you're like trying to figure that out and like talk about it, Zavlek will be. We can't have you guys cast it because it could interact
Damn.
differently with you. We don't know how these things work. We need outside from
That'd
you
be funny to
magic.
see what happens.
So
Yes, that me.
I wasn't gonna suggest it, but I thought it would be funny.
Yeah, I have detect good and evil.
you do? How do you
I
have
think-
that spell? Because that spell doesn't exist.
No, so I have it as divine sense.
Oh, in Divine Sense, does it say good and evil instead of evil and good?
Yeah, it says as an action you can detect good and evil.
The spell
Just
is
to make
evil
it
and
different
good.
from the spell.
Well, it's not
Uh.
a spell because it doesn't take a spell
No,
slot.
I know.
I think
So-
out loud, Rat would say to no one, "Well, I hope you have a plan."
Zavlek will kind of look at you like, are you talking to me? I'll just answer like you were talking to me. Yeah, we're gonna get one of the S Block members to cast the spells. Okay,
Did you try to,
let's
like,
go
hide
over
your
there.
teammates or
Wow.
something?
in the telepathy, Finding is gonna go, S-Block, I fucking hate those guys. Pretentious assholes.
Fucking nerds. Actual
S block,
fucking
more like
nerds.
cock block.
More like C block, am I right?
I think Luzin in the telepathy will be like you could tell that he's like trying not to laugh like visually. You're like, and just be like, it's kind of funny being able to like talk shit and no one be able to hear.
I quite like it actually.
It's quite amusing.
Okay, so
Giving people ability to gossip without people hearing, it's great.
yeah, you're welcome. All right, so you guys head over to S Block. One of the priests will come up. It's we'll say orc who's walked up. Still kind of getting used to like their lumbering form, it seems. They take out one of their holy symbols and look at Zavlek. Zavrik. Is that his name? Zavlek.
I thought it was Zavlek.
Sorry. It is. And just kind of look at him like, do you want me to do this now, or are we waiting on anything? No, just all of you put your stones in the middle of the table and we'll just get this all done in one go.
Do they appear back in our pockets like immediately?
No.
No, it says like after an hour. Well,
So-
I'll put mine down pretty much immediately.
Lucian will put his down. Yeah.
Finding will put theirs down.
Are we still in the big open room, or are we back in the?
think we're
In the
back.
big open room, but like in the S Block section.
Okay, can I see that big emblem still? The big
Yeah.
shield.
Yep.
I think he will look over at the big shield, and then like kind of take out the stone and like look at the stone for a second, and then puts the stone down. And I guess so. Broken antlers. And he kind of just gestures over there.
Could I do like Could I do some kind of like history or like knowledge check?
You guys would know what that is.
Okay,
So-
update. What is it for? So that we know, because
Yeah,
I the
so-
player don't really know. But
Zavlek will speak up, and he'll say, that it's the symbol of all three of the deities that we embody. The letter before block is about that. So as all your stones are on the table, the priest will start casting all the spells, as Zavlek is describing this. So all of the beings embody one aspect of the hunt. So we have the broken antlers of Malar. More vicious, more bloodthirsty. We have the bound arrows of Gueron, showing restraint, but still weapon. And then we have the peaceful wreath of Solonar. Solanor. Sorry.
It's called sun. It's pronounced sun.
Stab.
I
Showing
think,
peace, showing serenity with nature, not wanting to disrupt it. And the orc, as he's like casting the spell, kind of looks up and nods at that.
Stop fucking disrupting me. That's what that
like,
was.
shut the fuck up and let me do my job.
It's actually more like, I'm part of S Block, so yes, I agree with you on this. You shouldn't be going after nature. And kind of looks at the rest of you who are all G Block. Except for
In your heads, you all hear. Arlige has broken antlers.
I did notice that. Telepathy.
Telepathy. With telepathy, I think Lucian will be like, do you think there is a connection? More than visual?
Arlige is a great and powerful being.
Maybe our liege has been our liege longer than we thought.
Perhaps.
technically, you guys follow Gueron.
Yeah.
But it's still
Converted
it's still
losers.
would it be converted if we were raised under raised under a similar like umbrella of belief?
Yeah, you can convert to Lutheranism from Catholicism, right?
So technically, it would be more like Malar's way of looking at the hunt is like not the exact opposite, because that would be Solonor. That would be Solonor's thing, is like don't hunt, like maintain balance of nature by letting nature be. Guiron was more like, hey, hunt, but do so when necessary. So it is kind of like a close approximation, but Malar is just like more brutal with the hunt.
I mean, technically, because we're in the hovel, wouldn't we kind of be following all three deities? We just steer more towards one.
Yeah,
You
I
were
think
s-
it follows
it's-
similarly to like Hellethenic polytheism. It's just like there's technically they have like one that they follow, but they all like believe in a similar
Yeah,
like,
it's a
umbrella
respect
pantheon.
of the others
Yeah.
while
Like,
following one.
we recognize it exists. We
Okay.
respect it. We will
Yeah.
support it. But like
But
we
the
are
broken
more under.
antlers is a representation of all three of them, though, right?
It's just their symbol of like the three of them. Individually, it's like Malar's symbol is broken antlers, Guiron's is the three arrows pointing down,
Okay.
Solonor is the wreath. And then you combine them to make their symbol now.
Okay.
Cool.
And if you remember, like, these aren't like gods, really. Like, there's the Pantheon. And then this world, you get power by having influence and by having memories attached to those influences. So these three gods were different hunting gods or gods of nature. Well, hunting and gods of nature, we'll just say. That ancient civilizations that used to live throughout this area but have since died out, they followed them and believed in them, which gave them basically life.
Egregor. Love the theory of egregores.
So the first spell will be finished getting cast. So, detect evil and good. For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or deconsecrated. He finds that this stone is consecrated.
I forget what that means. I'm so silly.
So are rat's armpits.
Consecrated is kind of like linked to or devoted to a certain thing.
Having been made or declared sacred, but with literal
Sacred.
magic and gods in this world, it's like,
Means like somebody did a holy magic on it.
or
Got it.
some
So,
kind of magic on it.
Important.
Yeah, because remember, there's I consider like there's the schools of magic and then there's the branches of magic. So
Yeah.
every school is in every branch, but not every branch is in every
Use in
school.
school. Got it. Cool. Good to know.
So there's divine, arcane, and fey creation, technically. So some time will pass again, and detect magic will be cast. This is fey magic, creation magic. It's coming from these stones, hardcore. And then identify is cast, and basically you guys get all the information on what these stones are to you. So I'm just gonna read the first bit, and then I'll have you guys read the last bullet point for your specific thing. This is the first time that's kind of getting introduced to all of you at once. So,
Okay.
power resides in this stone. Power unknown to you and unknown to any who would cast detect magic or identify. You know, it's fine. You guys are all kind of like consenting to it, so that's kind of how I'm justifying this working. So it's more like if you don't want someone to know, then identifying detect magic doesn't work. When in the presence of the other stones, they hum at a low frequency that only you and all others with the stone can feel and hear. If this stone is lost or destroyed, it reappears in front of you 1 hour later. While you have the Fey Stone on your person, you gain the following benefits. Benefit 1, you can telepathically communicate with any other person who has a Fey Stone as long as they are within 200 feet of you. 2.
We can't talk to each other if we're not physically touching the stones.
Oh, actually, you know what? That's a good point. Yeah.
Mm.
So physically touching would be like, would it be fine if it was like in our pocket or something?
Yeah.
Or do we have to like touch it?
As long as it's on your person in some
Okay.
capacity. Whether you're touching it, it's in your pocket, it's in your backpack even, I'll count that. As long as you are in possession of it in some capacity.
Okay.
2, when casting a spell, you can use this as a focus, adding +1 to the spell attack modifier, or increase the DC of spells by 1. Benefit 3, once per day, if you miss with a weapon attack, you can choose to add 1d4 to your roll. And
Maybe.
we're going to kind of go in order of how you guys are appearing on Discord. So, Rat, you want to read yours?
Once per day, recharges at dawn. You can cast Tiny Servant.
Oh my god, you have a buddy.
Bax?
Once per day, recharging at dawn, you can assume the size, shape, and features of another species.
You get your shape-shifting, your changeling shape-shifting back.
Well, technically, I am a Grong right now.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's right, you are.
That should be noted, I think.
When you let go of the stone, does it stop happening?
No. So it does stick around even without the stone on you.
Good to know.
Edward.
You can use your action to exhale destructive energy. You determine draconic ancestry and use a breath attack.
Fine Ink.
I can't find that part of it. I'm gonna be so for real.
It's at the very last bullet point.
In inventory, your stone. Where is it?
Yeah, problem. It's not in my inventory.
Which
Go to-
character
Oh,
sheet are you
I-
on?
I know what happened. It was because it was like I
You gave it
edited
to me
it,
as-
so it was being weird.
And it
So
only has the intelligence score thing, but I know I have.
Okay. So Fine Ink. Actually, yeah, we had your face stone ability wrong. It's fine. Your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. Bye, Yoda. Thanks for being around.
Hi, Yoda.
My...
That used
so
to
no
be
one
on
asked
there,
Yoda to
it's
clip.
Not now.
All right, I'll go
Because I
fix it.
remember reading that.
I think I DM'd it to you. That's why.
That's what it was.
Because I was having issues with D&D Beyond. Cat.
Cat.
Cat, car.
All right,
EP.
Lucian.
You can use your action to unleash the divine energy within yourself, causing a searing light to radiate from you, pour out of your eyes and mouth, and threaten to char you. Your transformation lasts for a minute until you end as a bonus action. During it, you shine a bright light at a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. At the end of each of your turns, you and each creature within 10 feet of you take radiant damage equal to half your level rounded up. In addition, once on each of your turns, you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attack or spell. Extra radiant damage equals to your level. You can do this once per day and recharges at dawn.
Basically the Azamar ability that you
Yes. I got my Azamar stuff back.
had. Mm-hmm.
Yippee.
Fine Ink, go ahead and refresh your page. Should be there. Okay, I'll just read off Breeze's. Just because he's not here. You can hold your breath indefinitely while you're not incapacitated.
Nice.
So, motherfucker doesn't actually have to breathe.
Hell yeah.
Man, don't need to breathe. Breathing is optional.
Mhm. So, because you guys gave the consent to like have it searched and looked at, detect magic and identify work. Minor retcon there. It's fine. Zavlek will say, okay, well, we know it's Fae, and we know it benefits you. The Fae are not necessarily anything to be trusted ever, but I guess it's something for now. We kind of understand at least where it's coming from. Until we find out what this thing is, I don't know. So, just to reiterate your orders now. Try to check in on the church frequently. As frequently as you can, at least. But look for anomalies. Look for individuals who are changing past just what we understand to be the norm. The 11 races that people seem to be becoming.
Can do. We can also make note of any changes that happen with these stones.
That would be wise. If there are no changes, also mark that. It's of note.
Of course.
Do any of you have questions on anything? And you, Rat, I'm assuming you probably have several, but I won't speak for you.
I don't think Rat has any questions for him.
Just kind of looking around. All right. Well,
Fian.
That's Fian.
Oh my god, names. Cat. Sorry.
and there's Ferb.
Oh, there's Ferb.
There he goes, the little shit.
I love the pupper.
I love him too. He's just a little asshole sometimes. Just like that.
He's just a little baby.
Right there. Like that asshole.
Oh my god, his fluffy tail.
We call it his feather duster.
Real. That's so real.
What are you doing, Melman?
Aw, baby. That is a
I
spoiled
would
puppy.
love to know
Both
why
of them
the
are.
Studio keeps green screen like that.
Huh?
It just keeps green screening.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I was trying to get him to sniff, but he just made mouth noises. Just
Oh my
happened to be
God.
being-
I don't know what's up with that.
All right, so, Zavlek will just
guess
kind
we-
of dismiss you and say, because you're going out on street patrol and because things are dangerous, go ahead and take anything from the armory that you feel like you could use,
Fuck it.
and get a
Anything.
go get a hunter's bath, rejuvenate yourselves.
Oh, hell,
Oh, hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Just
Person-
bath my
player-
balls.
Player question. How big are these stones?
They are. I'm sorry, Finn. Technically, he did have that first, and I picked him up. Finn just looked at me with such betrayal because I let Ferb down so that Ferb could
Oh.
steal his bone back. Okay.
Happens pretty regularly.
They're about the size of like a D20, like a standard D20.
Tiny,
Oh, those are
tiny little pebble.
So I think one of the things that I will do, in as well as go check the armory, is try to find like wire or rope or something to turn it into like a necklace that can be hidden underneath like like his scarf or clothes, just so it's always on him. I think
Sure.
that's something that I will do.
Something that I will note to you specifically is that your Revenant will count as you for that purpose.
So if your Revenant is touching it, it will also count.
Okay.
But the distance will be from the Revenant when it comes to the
Okay.
communication, not from you.
So you could make a pack mule who carries all your stuff for you.
I could turn Corin into a pack mule.
Good.
Loaded up with like bags and bags and bags of everything.
We just won't think about the ethics of that, but yeah, you could.
Nah,
I'm
we're not
going to
interested
stay
in moral
ethical.
questions here.
My whole class is around ethical necromancy. I'm gonna try to stay that way.
You're just a healer who was a little too late. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just a delayed. It's just, late stage healing.
I know another
So,
late stage
I'm
thing
gonna
that doesn't
stick
work
with
either,
the,
though.
I'm sticking with the ethically, like a moral, good necromancer.
All right.
And if
So
there is just the ability for Corin to just like do stuff on their own, they can. If they offer, he could do stuff. Like that's fine. Like if
Mhm.
if Corin acts more like an extra character
no, you're
that is
good.
just bound to me, that I
I'm
think
just-
that'd be funny.
Okay. So you guys head off to the armory. I'm going to say that pending approval, you guys can pick one common magic item, like literally common as like its rarity. And you guys can choose weapons for yourselves or armor for yourselves that you might want to swap out. So Dean, Bax can swap armor. Now that you're going to be like on the move, it makes more sense for you to be dexterous. Wow, Finn. Just the loudest fucking toy, dude.
Yep. Naturally. That's so cute.
Dude, you're so good at
We want to
speaking.
play too.
Anyway, any weapon that you choose from this will be silvered. So every 20 pieces of ammunition that you take is silvered, and every one weapon that you have is silvered. Standard amongst hunters. All your weapons currently should technically be silvered.
So it's any like common magic item, right?
Yep, you get one common magic item pending approval. So, like pick one or two, because then I might say like yes to one, no to another. And then because there's a couple common magic items that are pretty strong.
Yeah.
They're just common magic items.
Yeah, but they are powerful. Like the Ruby of the War Mage is technically common, but that thing is ridiculous. But you guys also have a better
This stuff, then.
spellcasting focus than your weapons right now with the Face Stone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Is this 5e? Yeah.
yeah, 2014.
Monster of the week,
It's
actually.
either like a common magic item or like armor / weapons that you can swap out with.
Spells don't count as attack rolls, right?
Spell attack roll.
Spell attack roll and weapon attack roll are two different things.
Right. If something says like just attack roll in general.
Then it would be both.
What?
Okay.
So if it says legacy, go with that one. If it doesn't say legacy, but it doesn't say not legacy. Like if there isn't a legacy version, but there is a legacy version.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Sorry.
okay, let me restart that. My brain is not connecting this dot for some reason. If there's a legacy version, go with that. If it doesn't have a legacy version at all and it just has one version of it, then it's fine.
Okay.
I didn't know about the bottle of Boundless Coffee from Strixhaven.
What?
I guess it would just be again. It would be like a common magic item pending, or like armor, or is it
No,
an
not
ore
ore.
thing.
You get one common magic item
Okay.
with the rarity common. You can filter by that on D&D Beyond when you search.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
and then you can swap out any weapons that you may want, any armor that you may want, anything that is standard equipment, standard gear, you can get.
Tell you what, Strixhaven is definitely power creep.
A little bit, yeah. That's like, I'm almost saying like ignore Strixhaven, just because it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's not too crazy.
It's a lot for a common magic item. We'll put it like that.
Yeah.
And some of them would definitely fit better as like a uncommon.
God. What would be a better weapon for me? Oh my god, you're making me think.
A moon touch sword.
Yes. Talking doll is a common magic item. I'll grab that.
There's literally the love potion from Repo. Perfume of Bewitching.
Type of smoke monsters.
Ooh, that's a nice one. It's an unbreakable arrow. That's cool.
The legacy pipe of smoke monsters looks so much cooler. Oh, never mind. It's the same. It's just different picture. All right. Hole of angling.
The cloak of many fashions.
Oh, I thought that said prehistoric limb. It says prosthetic limb.
Ah, yes, a prehistoric limb.
That would be really funny.
It's a warlock thing.
What the fuck? The pressure capsule just lets you walk on the bottom of the ocean?
That's kind of cool.
Hold
one of them.
What is... Huh?
Which one are you looking at?
Instrument of
Orb of
illusions.
Time.
The Orb of Time. Yeah, so the Orb of Time is like really confusing when you first look at it, because at first you're like, oh my god, this is so powerful, and then you're like, oh wait.
Not gonna lie though, the moon touch sword does sound kind of cool.
So you don't get to change the time of day. It just tells you, is it morning, day, or night?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I meant by like at first you're like, oh my god, this is insane, and then it's like,
yeah.
No.
No.
No, not that cool.
The mystery key.
Mystery key is a very fun magic item.
Yeah.
The fuck is a voting kit?
Not gonna lie though, it wouldn't be useful to me at all, but the scribe's pen is silly.
Oh, it's Acquisitions Incorporated. Ignore it.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
Wow, I love them showing me an option and then I click on it and it's like, no, you can't look at that. You need to buy this.
Which one?
The Mind Crystal?
Mind Crystal.
It's from the Shattered Obelisk.
The Mind Crystal. Oh, yeah, so I don't even own it. Hunters in the Dark. Is this a
Shoppers
investigator
in the
game
Park?
about the Epstein files that don't exist? No, those files don't exist. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell is on over 100 counts of
I have
sex
no
trafficking
idea.
to no one, obviously.
I have no idea what would be helpful for me.
Then just pick
Dan,
something
I'm
fun.
just gonna take Hayward's handy spice pouch. I don't know why the fuck this is in your armory. I think Rat would fucking like it. Literally, it just you can get whatever seasonings you want out of it.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I think Rat is like digging around in the armory and like he's like throwing like swords up over his shoulder and shit and like like throws a silver dagger like past somebody's head. And like he like finds in the bottom like corner all dusty and shit like a little pouch and he's like found it.
Hear me out for Rat. The Cloak of Billowing. While wearing the cloak, you could take a bonus action to make it billow dramatically for a minute.
I know, but Rat would not trade his cloak for anything though. That's the problem.
It's still funny though.
It is good.
So the only common mind crystal is the subtle mind crystal, which allows you to cast a spell without verbal or somatic components.
What?
Yeah.
Is it just one use
That when
or
you
multiple
use
use?
Nope. You can just keep using
gonna
it,
take
but
that.
it
I'll
is
take
your
that.
spell casting focus then. That's
Oh,
the
damn.
problem.
Never mind.
That's the problem
I
with you
guess,
guys, at
but
least.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Could I?
I'll find that in the commons.
Might be able to
Well,
do
you cast
that.
a spell that has a casting time of... Okay, so here's the specifics behind it. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action while holding the mind crystal, you can modify the spell in the way described below. You can use only a single mind crystal to modify the spell, and you can't use a mind crystal and a meta magic option on the same spell. Once you use the
You have to
mind
be a
crystal...
sorcerer?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Once you use it, it becomes a non-magical gem worth 50 gold pieces.
Oh. Well, yeah, no.
So modify spell, you cast the spell without any somatic or verbal components for this casting. But it doesn't count as your spell casting focus. I misread that. But yeah, only a one-time use. Alright, so you got the spices. Bax, have you decided on any yet?
No.
Have you changed your, are you going to change your armor?
I am gonna change my armor, but I found a magic item that is armor that I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun.
Which one?
Because it's I forgot what name it was. Hang on. It was.
The cast-off
If
armor.
I can find it. No. It was. I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically
Armor
while
gleaming?
wearing it, just with some smoke. It just
Oh.
constantly
Smoldering armor.
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay, sure. So you can find a there's a studded leather variant of that. Again, we don't recognize leather armor in this house. If studded leather is an option.
I guess I
Yeah.
cat. Oh my god. Bye, cat.
Also, cat behind you.
Speaking of, yeah, Loki. I have studded leather armor right now. Am I able? I don't know if if I can get a higher.
What's your dex?
My dex is 15. It's a plus
So,
2.
Plus 2. Technically half plate would be better.
Okay, I might do that as like upgrade the armor.
Can I have a wand sheath?
Give me 1 second. So half plate, it's, your armor class is 15 plus your dex modifier.
It's 16. My armor class currently is 16.
Yeah, I'm saying if you were to have half
Oh.
plate, it would be 15 plus your dex modifier, so 17 for you. And you wouldn't have disadvantage on stealth.
I don't have disadvantage on stealth.
I'm saying with a half plate
Yeah,
armor.
I'll
you
take it.
wouldn't, and okay. Yeah, so you can go ahead and add that
I'll
to your
take it.
inventory. Alright, so wand sheath. I will answer chat in just a moment, folks. I'm just trying to get all this going. So I'll say that Warforged, we'll just say that that's probably fine. You don't need that. The wand sheath clamps to your arm and imparts the following benefits. The wand sheath can't be removed from you while you're attuned to it. You can insert a wand into the sheath as an action. The sheath can hold only one wand at a time. You can retract or extend a wand from the sheath as a bonus action. While the wand is extended, you can use it as if you were holding it, but your hand remains free. If a sheath wand requires attunement, you must attune to the wand before you can use it. However, the wand sheath and the attached wand count as a single magic item for the regards of the number of magic items you can attune to. That's cool. If you remove the wand from the sheath, your attunement to the wand ends. Interesting. Yeah, that's fine. I see that being situational.
Technically, it's Warforged, like you put it in your body thing is what that's written as, but
It's like a little arm strap. You just put the wand there. Bam. It's on your forearm now.
Also, is there any armor that I could have that, like, would up my armor class at all?
Probably not. Because
Okay,
you're
I didn't
dex
think
based.
so.
Yeah, studded leather is probably the best that you could get. Because, like, unless you had medium armor master as a feat.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so unless you have that, then half plate does nothing for you.
Cool.
That's why I
Cool.
like Dan. He included straight data by showing off the drapes. Only a blind. Listen. Those weren't my choices of drapes. That's outside of my room, alright? That's not in the streaming area. That's in the hallway. I didn't pick those. Right there.
Dream zone.
Yeah.
I think the only
While we're in the armory, can I also grab 20 more arrows?
That's fine.
Ooh, same
Thank you.
actually.
I think the only magic item that looks remotely interesting to me is in fact the Moon Touch sword.
Sure. Does it specify that it needs to be a sword?
Applicable weapons are greatsword, longsword, rapier, scimitar, and a short sword.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be cool if I would be able to replace one of my sickles with it, because its sickle is a moon shaped. If you want to cheat that way,
Fine.
yay!
Okay, so we've got Spice Pouch, Smoldering Armor, Moon Touched, Edward.
In between either a clockwork amulet or an orb of shielding.
So what, the Clockwork Amulet gives you a different roll if you roll like
I
shit.
can so on it roll I can forego the roll and then just take a 10 plus ability once
Yeah.
a day.
And then what does the orb do? I'm not actually familiar with that one.
Reduces 1d4 damage by a certain damage type, fixed by what kind of orb I have.
Okay. Is that
Like there's
one
like
use?
orb of shielding, like cold, one for fire, one for force, and then it just
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
and as long as I
yeah.
have it on me, I can use my reaction to reduce it by 1d4.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I have to pick what kind of orb I have.
Yeah, I'd say that either of those are fine. You just have to pick which one you would want out of the two options, the Clockwork or the orb. And then just tell me if you go with the orb, which one you go with.
I would go with the clockwork.
That makes sense. Just guarantee a
Yeah.
10.
10
And
plus
then-
7 on my attack rolls, yeah. So I guarantee 7. I guarantee 17 once a day,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
which is fine.
Yeah. You just can't roll a d20 at all.
No, I don't roll the 20. I don't
Yeah.
roll the dice, and I just take the 10, add the
Yeah.
modifier. That's it.
All right, cool. So then we got the arm sheath, the wand arm sheath. All right, cool. So you guys kind of do that, and then you guys head off to the baths. You guys know where these are. Rat, you're led there. These are like, it's weird. It's almost like you've been transported into like a grotto. Like there's natural rock around, and there's like hot springs around here. You see the same symbol on a shield off on the far wall, kind of large enough that you can see it from anywhere in the grotto itself. There is a changing station that you can go to, and you can submerge yourself in the water and rejuvenate yourselves.
Oh my gosh, can I stay in there for at least an hour?
You can, yes. This is basically the equivalent
Can
of
I
a short
stop
rest.
being a grung before I get in?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt you if you were. But you
But
could.
I don't
You
want.
could.
a short
You are
rest.
technically cold-blooded now in your Wanti form, so this would help. So this basically immediately gives you the benefits of a short rest, except you don't need to roll half of the hit die that you choose to roll.
Yippee!
So it's half rounded down. So if you choose to use 2 hit die, you only mark off that you used 1 while still rolling 2.
Cool.
Are we
Okay.
going to be taking the equivalent of a long rest? By the way.
You guys probably
I
will
think
end
this
up
is-
taking a long rest when you get back to
Thank
the church,
God.
but it's not far. You guys just get a short rest right
Yeah.
now because you haven't had one.
Okay.
Yippee!
This is Dan saying, take a fucking short rest.
I did.
Polar just put in chat. Thanks, man, for letting us see every stage
Uh,
of beard growth. Don't shave, Musk.
That's good.
Yeah.
'cause
I mean,
can
to be
clear
fair,
all the screen.
Just mustache,
Yeah.
just beard, full beard.
I wish I had a mustache. It does not grow.
So
It simply doesn't.
listen, I started growing
I'm really
this.
sad.
I started growing this when I was like in college, and it was literally just like a little strap here, and then like a little like
Oh,
pencil.
Dan,
a little
Dan,
pencil
you don't
here.
remember. I don't think you remember the neck beard.
Oh, I remember your neck beard. I have it on
Yeah.
camera.
I know.
I have video proof that you had a neck beard.
I know.
There's pictures of it on the wall behind his monitors.
Yeah, I keep them right there. I'm looking at one right
Oh,
now.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
just you doing this. It's just the neck beard.
I remember Spud being like, "Please wear a mask over this."
Just do the chin diaper.
No, I did. I did too, because generally it did like horrify me as well. But now I do.
At least you can grow facial hair.
Get good.
I wish I did. I wish I didn't.
What is my
Honestly, I
ability?
wish I didn't grow facial hair here. All this.
I
Mhm.
have 5
I give it to you
now.
if you want.
I fully plan to just grow a really long ginger beard because it will be ginger.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen me at my worst when I came to my beard. Because I didn't do shit to it. Now I need to. 'cause I
Wait,
have a job.
inscriber question, Dan.
Sure. Hit me.
Since I leveled up, do I have a higher max of inscription points to spend now?
Yes. You'll have one for every level. And then also,
And then my intelligence modifier.
yeah. So it's one for every level of inscriber. So if you multi-class, you don't get an inscription point for that multi-class.
Okay. So my max right now is 8.
If your intelligence is +4, yes.
Okay.
Don't
Sorry, I was
don't
making
say that.
noises.
Polar, don't say that in chat. You're gonna get me in trouble. the U.S. government's literally looking for sleeper cells. So- Ugh.
Wait,
God.
so would I add inscription points from when I leveled up?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't, like, when I level up, I add to the inscription points I have, or does that just get filled when I do a long rest?
They get filled, so you can't carry any over.
Okay.
Your max is always going to be, no matter what, your inscription or your intelligence modifier and your inscriber level.
No, I mean, like, if I've used some and
Oh.
I level up, do I
Yeah.
add one?
Yeah, you
Okay.
add one. You add one to your total pool, and then you add one that you can use.
Okay.
Because fighters work in a very similar way. If you level up without long resting,
But technically
and you get
that's
action
like
search, you
7
should.
Because
Yeah.
I leveled up and then my intelligence modifier went up.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So technically, you'll get 2 then
Yeah.
for your level up.
Cool. And then with the short rest, I got 4 back, so I have 7.
Was it you get back your intelligence modifier worth?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you guys take this little refreshing bath. You feel the effects of it immediately. You decide to stay in for the extra hour just to kind of like relax and whatever. But you guys just like, because of everything going on, because of what's happening, it's hard for like a lot of the hunters right now to get back to the hovel. You guys are just the closest, and your squad, your cell leaders were just back from their mission. The rest of them are out in the world, out doing stuff, out doing whatever. So it's not like they can really get back easily. So, you guys kind of have this all to yourselves right now.
Yippee. I definitely used the opportunity to rest. I'm guessing, do we have some kind of, like, informational, like, library area?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say you definitely would.
Because here, Rat, if you would like to hear my idea out a little bit before we begin, before we go back to the church, would Rat be at all interested in going to, like, a library and trying to maybe see if there's a little information that they could get about maybe a connection between our liege and what we have going on? Because Rat doesn't know a whole lot. We know a little bit more about,
Sure.
like, you know, like, you would be supervised at least, so they'd be less upset about you being in a place you might not be supposed to be.
Yeah, let's go to the library.
Have
Okay.
fun with it, you know? I think Lucian would, like, find Rat and then use the telepathy. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't use the telepathy. Is everybody else, would they be in, like, the 200 feet?
If you guys left the
If I
paths,
pull Rat
then no.
aside. Okay, then I will use the telepathy and ask. There's clearly some kind of connection between what we fall under, what we follow, and our liege. We might have
Yes.
some information in our study, in our library. If you would like to, under supervision, go look and see what you can find. You know
We'll
more
see how
about
many
our liege.
books Rat hasn't read that are there.
Would be worth a find. I feel that we would be in less trouble if you were supervised, and I know my way around there quite well. Man's a fucking bookworm. I don't know what to tell you.
So
Nod.
basically, again, I'll just give the breakdown for all those in chat. Here's your lore drop if you're still here, Spud. So the Malar side, combat training. Books on monsters, knowledge on monsters, knowledge on creatures. Everything that you need for going out and causing damage is there. Gueron, anything that you need for the hunt is there. Information on it's more like dealing with humans and mortals, like humankind. So there's, you know, like business cards of people. There's, hey, we have connections here. You can ask for whoever. Here's a map of this city. Here's some connections in this city. Here's where the hovel is in this city. Stuff like that. It's like how to navigate the mortal world, the humanoid world. And then Solinor is healing, information on survival, and general knowledge. So you want to get healed or know how to, like, find healing implements in the wild, you go there. You want to know how to live off the land for a while because you're out on a long hunt in the wilderness, they'll teach you how to make the right tools and what to bring with you. You need to do some studying. There you go. So you guys head off back over to that area. There's different sections. It's almost like cordoned off with like dividers. So you go over to, like, where the library is. It's just like it's one large wall of the cistern that had, like, natural, like, slits in it that they've, like, waterproofed and then just thrown a ton of books into. There is an organization system of some kind. So as you go over there, I will say that the one that stands out to you the most, Rat, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is only 12.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it wasn't, like, negative or well, below 10. You do notice one book. It's the largest in this one section. And in gold leaf is the symbol that you've been seeing everywhere.
Yeah, I would take that one down.
So cracking that one open, I'll say, Lucian, you've probably actually like skimmed this book a little bit through the 15 years you've been here, just to kind of like understand what the origins of the three are. So this seems to have been written by a hunter at some point in the past, X amount of years. So Rat, as you're kind of flipping through it, you find that these three gods are called the Discarded Three, as they didn't hit the pantheon. They're not considered gods by the standard understanding of what gods are. They weren't necessarily created by Oberon, but they could have been. There's question on if they were or if they had always been, because there are a few gods. Not even stepchildren, like were they at the same level as Oberon in terms of like power based on influence and age? Because like the Raven Queen, Ioun, and Ilona are three gods that were elder gods. And Mask, they've just been around. They have been.
Okay.
So there's question on what these three are. Were they created or were they just always here? So you find that, and I'm just going to read this for chat. I'll try to make it quick. I know this is a lore dump, but it's kind of important this early on in the campaign. It's fine, whatever.
Dump on me, daddy.
This is why I did it. This is why I was like, hey, you want to do that? You're welcome.
So Guiron, once considered a god by an ancient group of beings, which as you read, you get to like you can like see where there's like a timeline of civilizations that worshipped him, and then like when they died off and how they died off. You see that the last one of Guiron, other than the Hovels, was just a civilization that was a small hunting town, like a stop that people would go to on their way to like the hunting trails that were out in this big vast forest. It's actually in the northeast of Gwendolith, so on the opposite side of the country. And you see that they just kind of all died out, and that the town just kind of like fell to ruin. So how he relegates himself. Once considered a god by an ancient group of beings, he now relegates himself to the darkest places in the world. Secluded, he has gained a small following of those who would hunt the shadows in the dark, the monsters in the closet, and the fallen creatures threatening those who walk in light. He seeks not reputation or recognition, but for those who live to not meet their ends horrifically. Malar, the dark side of the hunt. What happens when things go wrong? What happens if you were to make a mistake? Malar was worshipped long ago and was seen as the god of bloodlust, stalking, and bestial killing. So the last group of people to worship Malar in any capacity were in Osternace. It was a cult, and they were basically wiped out by a beast that they tried to hunt. They thought.
Oh, wait, it's Osternace from here. Not that Rat would know.
Osternace is so it's now former Osternace, because now it's all part of the Gwendelian Empire.
Sure.
It's pretty far south from where you are, but it's like directly south from where you are, the border of it at least. It's between here and Totenhall, which is at the one of the most southern cities. Actually, the most southern city. Malar works with his siblings, but is not in the same mindset as the others. While they understand the hunt and know what must be done to maintain balance, Malar always has an itch in the back of their mind. What if it was scratched? That if scratched would see all civilization burn to the ground and beasts run wild, plump from the feasting on those who were taken in the crossfire, easy prey. And then Solinor. I'll just say the last group of people that worship Solinor. it's actually thought that there's like small pockets of individuals who just live in the wild who worship Solinor in some capacity, but might understand them as like kind of a mix between himself and Ilona. So it's kind of like a melding of the gods in their understanding. Nature is not to be molded to fit the needs of those around city walls. It is to be used and to be one with. It is used to live. It is used to live from. Solinor has been a being who has walked the plane longer than time was kept. This is speculation. He sees nature as just a thing to live with and among, only hunting for personal survival and not for the betterment of the civil world. He does not approve of Malar's needless killing, nor Guayron's righteous posturing, that he alone can be the barrier between the wild and civilization. Their only goal is to hunt abominations to the natural order and maintain life whenever possible.
The
So
goody
that's-
two shoes of the third of the three of them.
Hmm?
The goody two shoes of the three of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I think as Rat's kind of like reading through this, I think what you also see in Rat is maybe like a switch of mode from like, you know, kind of aloof to he goes to like reading this and like, you know how like when somebody gets like super absorbed in a book and they like their concentration is so very obvious, like I think that like you see that in Rat.
Absolutely will take notice of that. Be like, okay, I made like internally he's just like, okay, I made a good choice here by because I feel like you learn something. We're getting a puzzle piece put together.
Yeah, I mean, Rat doesn't necessarily know a lot about our liege, right? And so I think like piecing some of those bits together maybe feel like a little bit of a forbidden fruit to him.
Ooh.
Not even it may not be. It may be that our liege wants us to learn about all of this, but like to Rat currently in the moment feels a little bit like a
It's
forbidden
the
fruit.
adrenaline. It's the adrenaline.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. I think Rat like is absorbed in this book until an exact moment when he isn't, and then like slams the book shoulder and throws it over his shoulder and goes, "Well, that was useful. Would you like some
So-
snacks?"
As it flies through the air, one of the like Solinar hunters will just be like, "Whoa!" and try to catch it. Can you? This is gonna be. I'm gonna DM you, Colin. The answer to this.
Okay.
Can you give me a I'm gonna say it's either a religion or a nature check based on what you read, trying to piece it together with your liege, as you have like that split second realization of like, whoop,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe not history.
I don't know if you have enough to go off of.
Okay, yeah.
Because like you're almost like determining
It's
if
fine.
the
It's a matter of +5 or +7. So
Gotcha.
yeah. That is 16.
Nice.
Okay. You guys go ahead and roleplay whatever you want as Rat asks if you want something to eat while I type this out to Colin.
I think Lucian will be like, yes. What snack do you have? Snacks, I should say.
There's a kitchen here somewhere, right?
Yes. I'm guaranteeing there is somewhere because they gotta feed everybody somehow.
Yeah. I think Rat would show me where it is. I'll make us snacks.
Right. I think Lucian will lead Rat to. I'm guessing it's some kind of like mess hall kitchen, where just like a bunch of like food would be prepared for like a mass amounts of people, just from the amount of people staying there, and like lead Rat to the kitchen and be like, here we go. This is our kitchen.
Yeah, it's just like it's simple. This is where like all of the hunters kind of come together. This is actually where the few who make it to old age in Guiron in G Block come to kind of spend the rest of their days, along with the elderly of Solonar. Malar, they typically just kind of like go out into the wild and die. It's really dark, the elder Malar. But they just kind of like leave the hovel for good and then just like never come back once you hit a certain age where you're no longer like considered useful.
So it's just divergent, is what I'm hearing.
Shut up.
What in the Warhammer bullshit? You're
Bring
no
on the
longer
corpse starch.
useful. Die.
We're getting to the kitchen and it's all corpse starch. It's all you
Need
eat.
more food than that.
The Emperor has declared you unuseful.
Well,
Oh,
there's
diamond.
use in every human to the Emperor, whether they be feeding another human or dying in the line fighting chaos.
Nerd. Anyway.
We make it to the kitchen, and I think there's probably like cooks in there or something, but like Rat just immediately pushes past all of them and starts kind of like rifling through the cabinets.
Yeah. Some of, like I said, it's some of the Elder Solonar who are cooks here. Most of the Elder Guiron are cooks by the end of their time. Because Solonar, they can still go out and teach in their section. So, all right, you just start cooking shit. They don't really seem to mind, especially since you're with Lucian.
Yeah, he just kind of like is rifling through stuff, and he's like in the same moment, like the book, just kind of like throwing shit over his shoulder until he finds what he wants. Same thing, like you saw him do it with the spice pouch too, that he's now got like affixed to his hip.
I feel like Lucian's like tried to catch a few things. I don't know if he was successful or not.
Yeah,
Not used to the feathers yet.
and he starts getting like a pile of shit together and like puts it all up on like a low counter, and starts like putting shit together, and he's like, you hear him like whisper a few things, and he like pulls some like spices out of he like pulls some like powder out of the like pouch that's on his hip. I don't think he's explained it to you. Just like pulls like random powder out of the pouch on his hip, and just like
I feel like Lucian has started to not question Rat so much. It's just like, okay, there's a method to the madness here, and I feel like I shouldn't question it.
Yeah, and I think he like is cooking for a little bit, and then maybe like brings over shit to you, and it's like there's enough for everybody also, and it's like a little pasta dish. You look down, it's kind of like brown in color, like whatever sauce is on it is like brown in color, and it's got anchovies on top of it.
I feel like Lucian would be like, ooh, looks nice. And I think he will eat it because it looks kind of good.
It's chocolate pasta.
He's still gonna eat it.
Fucking
You
Buddy the
offered.
elf head ass.
You offered to make food. I'm not gonna be rude.
I'm gonna roll this in as part of our short rest, because I can do it as part of a short rest. You cook special food, provide the ingredients, and cooks utensils on hand.
So you already got your short rest technically when you hit the water. The second you touch that water, you're short rest.
I'm gonna like
But the
roll it in
hour-
narratively.
Yeah, the hour that we're
yeah.
waiting for.
Yeah,
5
or I
minutes.
can do the long rest one. Doesn't matter. Let's do the short rest one though. Any creature who eats the food, or I can do up to 4 plus your proficiency bonus number of creatures worth of food at the end of the short rest. Any creature who eats the food or spends 1 or more hit die to regain hit points regains an extra 1d8 hit points. It tastes weird as fuck, but you like it.
I didn't need any hit points. I'm still at max right now, but you know what? I'll take it. Weird,
Rat
but
like
good.
gobbles it down in like 3 seconds.
Weird but good. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, full health.
Yippee.
All right. so you guys get this all finished up. You see that there is a group of Solonar who are kind of packing things up to bring with you. You guys have seen this happen before, where a wagon is kind of sent with some hunters, where they will bring a hunter's bath pod with them. Basically, this pod is.
Are you telling me they ship their bath water?
So
water.
you only read one book, so you actually don't know.
Gotta
You
get passive
read the whole
income
book.
somehow.
So they're getting that ready. They have some supplies ready for you guys, and they will come with you to the church itself. So you guys head out, make your way back to the church. The inscriber friends that you have there, who are specifically Hazed and the dog.
What the
Hazard
dog
will come up.
doing?
Hazed, who was a human, now a Minotaur, comes up to you, and he just kind of nods. Good work with that creature. Also, I'm assuming that you've been giving a new assignment, as he kind of like looks at the Solinar hunters and the wagon that they're carrying.
Yes.
All right. Until further notice, we were sent here, so we're here to help. We're here to serve, and hopefully protect the church however we can. So there was an attempt to break down the door. We scared them off, thankfully. It looked like a bunch of kids who had been turned into a pack of kobolds.
I do believe most attempts at the church are not malicious, just more out of confusion, fear.
We kind of are gathering that as well. It seems that... Well, I mean, when I transformed, all my emotions that I felt were amplified to some degree.
Yes.
So if that's what's happening, then that makes sense. All right, so we'll continue to watch while you rest. Now that the Solinar
The Father
here,
will
we can
have.
kind of-
The Father will have things for you. They know the church better than us, so if there's anything that he needs, he will tell you.
Fair enough. Okay. Well then, get your rest. You deserve it. We'll
Thank
keep
you.
watch, and the Solinar probably aren't going to leave until the morning, so we'll switch off with them.
Wonderful. Yeah, good. Thank you.
I'm just going to nod, and then go off to his post. So just a reminder, not all inscribers know about the hovel. Some do. And it's kind of like top of your class will know about that. So these two were top of their class at the time. They were privy to that knowledge. Arlen had his connections, and that's how he knew.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, because even in a revolutionary city, money still talks.
Yeah.
Honestly, money talks more in a revolutionary city because they need to fund the revolution.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys get a long rest. I know I just had you take a short rest,
Yippee.
but go ahead and take a long rest.
I thought you were
Taking
going to
a
attack
long
us with
rest.
monsters.
Nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been too surprised, but long rest, yippee! I
So
get my
I'm gonna
spell
say
slots back.
you guys probably fell asleep at like 4 in the morning. So, by the time you wake up, it's noon. You aren't disturbed during your sleep. And as you awaken, you see that the sun has not come out. It is still gloomy, as though it were dusk.
Fun, that's not great. That's not
Uh,
good, especially if you said it was noon.
So it seems that on top of there being this plague that has changed everyone physically and somewhat mentally, there's also a natural world change.
Okay, cool. Weird. Awesome.
So as you awaken, you will be met by Father Blythe.
Unfortunately, I will have to sit here.
Oh, you're good. You are good. We'll see you
I'll
next
see you
week.
guys next week. Sorry.
Heck yeah.
New start time
Bye.
next week. Don't forget.
Yes.
Clay waves. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't have a thing that's missing too.
Oh,
no. Well,
Rip.
so Father Blythe will begin to approach you, but I think because of the situation now that I'm in with technical difficulties, that's where we'll end it for today. So
Okay.
easy on
Yippee.
me. I know it's kind of a bullshit session, but it's fine. Sometimes you need these to transition
We got
into the next part.
progress done.
Yeah, I got I got a garbage magic item that I'm gonna make you regret giving me one day.
Maybe. Or maybe
We'll have fun with it regardless.
you'll regret taking it.
Maybe.
Maybe there will be no time for you to cook ever.
I can
always
as part
cooks.
of every short rest and long rest, actually, because of it.
I forgot that you could. You
Colin
took the
always
fucking cook
cooks.
feat.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yes, chef.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Chef
Uh,
Rat. Yes, good session. Happy
Short
with it today.
session, unfortunately, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
That's
So
okay.
starting next week, we are just going to be starting 15 minutes later than we normally would.
Yeah.
Um,
And none
At
of
least-
us are gonna be late. Not naming he who shall not be named today.
Two, what are you talking about?
Yourself?
hey,
Yourself?
we weren't supposed to name him.
Yeah.
Yourself isn't a name.
That's true.
Right, Colin?
So
Anyway,
Uh,
be-
we are going to be live tomorrow too. Some of us. We're playing
Peaking.
Peak.
yes.
We're playing Peak tomorrow.
Have fun playing Peak.
Yeah. It's probably going to be me, Colin, Zaster, and Koi, I'm assuming.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe Axel. One of them.
Probably
'cause
not me,
apparently
no.
it's only 4 players. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I don't know if
Probably
there's any
not.
mods for it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
There
maybe.
probably is.
Probably.
You never know. It's popular enough.
Let's see. Thunderstore, the Peak mod. No, there's a Nexus mods. Even though that's sold to a crypto bro. RIP.
Yeah,
rip,
rip.
rip. I mean, it's technically been sold to a crypto bro for a long time. We just didn't realize. They've been in the
Yeah.
transition
Yeah.
process for a
Peak
while.
Unlimited. Here we go. 23 hours ago.
Oh,
Nice.
all right. Well, fuck
well,
me,
we
I
can-
guess.
We can investigate it.
Yeah, for another time, for sure. But chat,
Yay.
that's going to be it for the session. I'm sorry that it was a little bit shorter, but
Wahoo.
sometimes you just need these info dumps as we're getting in between big things.
Yes.
Technically, you guys like immediately went on and took out one of the big things that I have in the campaign. So you took one of them out already.
Heck yeah. Let's go. Progress.
So, that being said, see you all tomorrow. Till I see you next, hope you all stay
Yeah.
healthy and safe, and wherever you are in the world, good morning, afternoon, good night, and goodbye.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Finn says bye. There he is.
Ian.
Bye.
Ian.